One of the All Progressive Congress APC aspirants, Dr. Ernest Afolabi Umakhihe, and the campaign trail don carry waka enter Etsako West, Etsako Central, and Etsako East for where men, women, youth, even bike riders come out in their numbers to take welcome am. Chemo APC Etsako West Dada Ahmed contrary salute give Dr. Ernest Afolabi Umakhihe for the ogbonge things wey e don do for the people and for the different sectors, and say now e don dey for politics, im go display wetin im be don do when e be civil servant if im become the candidate and Edo State Governor. E consti talk say,
let me first of all appreciate you for what you have been doing for the people of Afema and Edo State when you were in the federal civil service. We have seen your trademarks in all look and credits of Edo State. In terms of rural education, mention it, you have touched everywhere. Your empowerment scheme is important also to what we have been doing for our people. I believe now that you are into the political terrain, you are going to display what you were doing when you were a civil servant. By the grace of God, if eventually you emerge as the candidate and as the governor-elect of Edo State. On behalf of the people of Etsako West, the leaders and the executive, we welcome you to Auchi, the headquarters of Etsako West. Thank you very much.
Dr. Ernest Afolabi Umakhihe for im talk with the people come talk say Auchi na the mecca of politics and their great leader wey be Senator Adams Oshiomhole come from Auchi too, and constitute mouth about im position and im ogbonge achievement when e dey for civil service, and say im get the right connection to bring better opportunity for the state. E come beg the people say make dem vote for am and say know wetin dem need.
And after my son of the soil, this is the political Mecca of Edo State. Etsako West now the political Mecca of Edo State, because we know the politicians when this local government don't produce. And some of them, some of us want to imitate and follow for their footsteps. Our great mentor and godfather is from this local government, Comrade Adam Oshiomhole. He now somebody born in this after my land. I married for Edo Central, and I do all my school and first working experience of over 23 years for Edo South. So I'll be all-rounder for Edo State. I go school, small, rich, doctor of philosophy, PhD, for security and strategy. And there my school reach. And I don't work as Director of Finance and Accounts for Nigeria Institute for Oil Palm Research before I go join Ministry Federal Civil Service in Abuja. Since that period, I have been Director of Finance and Accounts, Ministry of Sports, that is Federal Ministry of Sports. I have been Director of Finance and Accounts, Federal Ministry of Defense. I have been Director of Finance and Accounts, Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. I have been Director of Finance and Accounts, Minister of Foreign Affairs. And for that foreign affairs, we supervised more than 116 foreign missions as at the time I did there. And I don't travel over 70 of those missions all over the world. So I'll be an accomplished administrator, accomplished bureaucrat, and an accomplished technocrat. Because of my experience, President Muhammadu Buhari appointed me permanent secretary in the year 2018. And since then, I just served for very strategic ministries. And we know how this country works. We don't contribute our quota. First, now Ministry of Budget and National Planning. After permanent secretary for Ministry of Budget and National Planning, where of course, I'm the secretary of the National Economic Council, where we dey involved for the blueprint for the economic policy of this country. I'm the secretary, the vice president and chairman, and all governors are members. I don't also serve as permanent secretary for office of the head of civil service of the federation as the permanent secretary, central administration there. And after that, I just served as permanent secretary, Federal Minister of Works and Housing. And after that, I just served as permanent secretary, Agriculture and Rural Development. And that one now, they don't change out to Agriculture and Food Security. So now there I retire. So going around all this, I get the opportunity to be able to attract projects to Edo State. Schools, health facilities, women empowerment, youth empowerment, and support to our farmers, all our farmers in Edo State. In fact, only in December, early December, before I retired, the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Edo State chapter, give me an award as their life patron. So I don't do many things across this state, and I don't touch every local government. No local government where I no get presence in terms of waiting I don't do. I will start mentioning the roads, even in this our local government, or the electric, the solar street lights are provided, but they did, and it's verifiable. So now my journey to this governorship is a simple one. I said, okay, with the opportunities I get then, I think I was able to attract this project. I don't make any promise to anybody. I don't promise anybody. Communities variety, please assist us and we make intervention. As a civil servant then, I'm permanent secretary. I've recruited a lot of our youths who are graduates into positions for government agencies. So if I do this without any promise, not that I was elected and I performed. And I always tell my people, the reward for hard work is more work. So I always appeal. I will say, Edo people, please, give me opportunity for more work, and I will over-deliver. I never promised anybody I did. Now that I'm making promises, and electoral promises, and I don't put them for even this manifesto where I get here, all the things I will do. So it's when I have promised now that I will not deliver, I will of course over-deliver on all my promises.
APC National Chairman Jared Tenebe and other leaders come chook mouth on top the ogbonge things wey Dr. Falabi Umakhihe don do. Then come talk say,
the taste of the pudding is in the eating. It's only Almighty Allah and this power. So all we have is to pray for Afolabi to be the chosen one by Almighty Allah. And we have seen him, all of us have seen what he is doing. So we go home and ruminate and consult Almighty Allah that who holds the power, was the absolute power to give position. to may he be the chosen one. And the prayer will go for him. As he journey along the other local government, he will be protected. He will not be involved in any crash or any accident. Almighty God will protect them. I wish him all the best on behalf of the local government. We are happy to receive him, and we thank him for coming to see us today. And we thank our members that are here today for responding to the local government call. And we keep praying for better things to come to our party. And victory will be yours and ours in the mighty name of God.
This is the first time we are seeing. We will be happy the common man. I'm sure if we give you opportunity, like as he said, we will overdo better. When NS become the governor of those states, everybody will be happy, just as the days of Obaseki.
From Etsako West, the campaign trail carry waka enter APC Secretariat for Etsako Central, where Dr. Folabi Umakhihe come here and say when he come Etsako, belle sweet and wella, as he know the people for there. And constitute mat on top the ogbonge when he don't do, and come also talk about the achievement and say he not get any bad name for all the positions when he don't occupy for civil service. He constitute talk say,
today, when I become this Etsako Central, my mind sweet me so much. I was feeling so happy and excited. I don't know why. I get a lot of respect from now. And it's Etsako Central. Center of everything. That's why they say when I talk, I say I must come to the center. A center. Etsako Central. It's center of politics. For this Edo State. And at that kind respect, I go give Una. If Una give me this ticket, I get the capacity, I get the ability, I get the intellect, I get the discipline, I get the experience to govern this state. This your picking when you see so. This after my son. I go school small. I get rich PhD.
Where did they go school?
Doctors. I be doctor of philosophy in security and strategy. I get MBA and I be chartered accountant. I be chartered administrator. I be chartered Institute of Directors. I get a lot of administrative experience. I be technocrat, I be bureaucrat, and I be administrator. We don't learn well from our mentor and godfather, Comrade Adam Fushomo. Because of when I get civil service, I dey play the politics. I dey play the politics. And when Supreme Court say civil servants will belong to political parties, I joined APC, Una party. And since then, I dey help this party. The one where cut across the 18 local governments, now the last local government election. And I gave assistance to all the 18 local governments to prosecute the last local government election. I know say we don't win, no, but I know say the result they right. Otherwise, we for win some very well. My experience, as I want to tell you now, say I be proper Edo picking. You bought me for Afema land. I married for Esa land. I school and work for Bini land.
Original homeboy.
I mean the original Edo picking. I work for 94. 94 is Nigeria Institute for Urban Research. It is near Onika, near Benin City. I worked there for 23 years. And I reached Director of Finance and Accounts. From there, when I go Abuja, mainstream, I become director, office of the Accountant General of the Federation. From there, they post me to director, Federal Ministry of Sports, then National Sports Commission. From there, they post me to Ministry of Defense. Federal. There's only one Ministry of Defense, so that's why we know they say Federal Ministry of Defense. Now Ministry of Defense, MOD. From there, I was also in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as Director of Finance and Accounts, where we get over 116 diplomatic missions. And I will supervise all the missions, finances, and accounts. And I don't travel over 70 of those countries. So, by implication, I be diplomat. By 2018, the then President, Muhammadu Buhari, appointed me as Permanent Secretary, Federal Permanent Secretary. Now to tell you, say, I get the experience, I get the capacity, and I don't get blemish for my record. I don't get blemish, I don't get stain for my record for those periods. And they appoint me as Permanent Secretary. I don't serve for big ministries of federal government. Ministry of Budget and National Planning, where I be Secretary to National Economic Council. The Vice President and Chairman of that council, and governors and members of that council. All governors. From there, I moved to Central Administration, Office of the Head of Service of the Federation. I mean the Permanent Secretary, General Administration of that office. From there, I moved to Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing. From there, I moved to Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Now, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. So I don't walk around almost the major ministries. I don't interface with development partners and international non-governmental organizations. I don't work with several states. I get the experience, as I tell you now, I get the capacity. And during this period, I get opportunity to attract projects all over the Federation. So we get projects all over Nigeria. And in my own particular case, I pay attention to Edo State. And as communities, they request for intervention. We also intervene for various requests from our own communities in Edo State across the 3 senatorial zones. Very few LGAs, my projects never reach. We don't do roads, we don't do street lights, we don't do boreholes, we don't do water treatment plants, we don't do schools, we don't do health centers, we don't do drainages, we don't do water treatment plants, we don't do markets, we don't do women empowerment, we don't do youth empowerment. We don't also empower farmers in the 3 senatorial districts. I also get foundation where you don't even get anything to do with government. Ernesto carried that foundation, and the headquarters is in Auchi. Whether my coordinator even follow me conference, I don't know. But that foundation don't touch the life of average AFMI people. We don't even extend to Central. I also get another foundation, Imigoto Foundation. That one is limited to the Onwa side. Now, all these things where I say I don't do across the 3 senatorial zones, I don't promise anybody say I will do anything, and I do them. So now I say, please, if you say I don't work well, so the reward for hard work is hard work. So I then say, please, give me more work. Make I overdo my promise. This booklet, I don't promise things where I go do. if I become governor of Edo State. The ones who are not promised, I do them. This one where I promise, I go overdo.
Some of the leaders for Etsako Central wey took mouth for the matter come talk say,
See me, have I been actual like this before? Yes. Because my project is around today. He has sent it up. All of them, they were my students. And you see how agile they are? I know I brought them up. And I know my project who went round, past all the ministries, past all the directors and everything, and he said he's coming to politics proper now to make us happy. We are going to be very, very happy. We will not talk too much. Hello. We will not talk too much. I will only recommend few people, both the men who said you are no measurement, no man, no miliki. You will talk now. And no woman, no nation.
I don't have suffered that governance. We put him a puppet there. A man who has not for God. A man who doesn't even think whether you eat or don't eat. A man, when he climbs, he removes the ladder so that you will not have access to him. But you see, why we are very confident of one thing is this. The young one we are projecting, Dr. Umakhihe, aka God sent, will not disappoint us. He's a promise keeper. We are proud of him, and all of you here will be proud of him when you deliver.
From Etsako Central, Dr. Falabi Umakhihe and his supporters carry waka enter Etsako East APC Secretariat to meet with the leaders and members of the party. Dr. Falabi for in talk country salute give all the leaders and people wait tender for the secretariat and talk say in desire now for them to vote him as APC candidate for the election and come talk say in they qualify for the position as in get plenty experience. He can still talk about the ogbonge things in go do for the party and Edo State.
My leaders, special greetings to you, Chairman, Woman Leader, and Vice Chair. I greet our women leaders present and the youth. Of course, all the world leaders, special greetings now. And the youth. No youth? No nation. I am a son of this Afema. We are all from these Kukuruku hills as Afema. I school for Edo South, the Benin area. And I married from Edo Central. That is my wife of 28 years. Not looking face, say it's looking, say they look younger. I just try my best. My desire for this day now make nominate me as APC flag bearer in the forthcoming election. So my honor to talk waiting I think say qualify me for that position. I get the capacity, I get the ability, I get the integrity, I get the intellect, and I get the experience. I start my work after school for University of Benin, where I read accountancy. I come do professional courses, I become chartered accountant. Apart from that, I be chartered taxation expert. I be chartered administrator. I also be chartered business developer. I go school reach PhD level. I'm a doctor of philosophy holder in security and strategy. So when I hear of security issues, which is very prevalent in our land now, I say yes, I get the magic wand. I write small about security on this book, in this very book, but the issue of security not be what you go write fully for a book. Because this book will still reach all those bandits hand though. All those herdsmen, this book will reach their hands, and if they see strategy there. And by the grace of God, we are in government house. they will say, ah, we don't get a spoke on what you want to do. So I didn't write everything here. So my sojourn, my experience in the federal civil service, now first as in the Nigeria Institute for Urban Research, 94, near Benin. This after Iwonika. And I spent 23 years there, and I rose to become Director of Finance and Accounts before I moved to Abuja for into the mainstream. First, I be Director, Office of the Accountant General, Finance and Accounts. From there, I become Director, Federal Ministry of Sports, then National Sports Commission, Director of Finance and Accounts. From there, I become Director of Finance and Accounts, Ministry of Defense. From there, I become Director of Finance and Accounts, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I want to emphasize more now on that foreign affairs. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I dey supervise accounts and finance function of about 116 foreign Nigerian diplomatic mission abroad. There. And I visited over 70 of them. So I be also diplomat by training. And because I do very well as a director, by 2018, President Muhammadu Buhari appointed me as permanent secretary, federal permanent secretary. He gave me that promotion, and I served for Ministry of Budget and National Planning. In that position as permanent secretary, Budget and National Planning, I be secretary to the National Economic Council, chaired by the Vice President then. And all governors and members, me, I was the secretary. So I get interface with all the governors. And of course, on the blueprint of the economy, we were the ones oversighting the process. And when I come out there, they make me permanent secretary, office of the head of the civil service of the Federation, in charge of central administration. They call it Common Services Office. And from there, I moved to permanent secretary, Ministry of Works and Housing. And from there, I moved to Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, which is now Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. Now there I can retire. In the course of my career, I don't do many things when touch the life of the average person, the common people, because that is my passion. Apart from those I could do through government, I get my own foundations. I mean, get Caridad Ernesto Foundation. It's based in the headquarters in Umakhihe. We do a lot of, we reach out to the less privileged and the vulnerable group. We organize a empowerment session every time. I also get another foundation, Migoto Foundation. That one is headquartered in my own hometown. We have affected several schools, school pupils in the locality. And when I work, by virtue of my position as permanent secretary, I don't recruit many of our youth in Edo State. And all the intervention requests from communities on projects, we attended to many of them through me. So I have brought in roads, water treatment plants, drainages, schools, primary health institutions, school buildings, solar street lights, markets, dams, and other empower many youths and women. And also, I don't reach out to farmers in the state, and including the youth farmers. We have done a lot of empowerment for them. Through, all these things I'm saying, they cut across the 3 senatorial zones. It's not particular to Edo North, Edo Central, or Edo South. When you heard Chief Omojo, he said I've done a lot in Edo South. But I think I have done a lot more in Edo North and some in Edo Central. So my project spread across these 3 zones. So in all our visits we don't go Edo South, we don't go Edo Central. Their welcome was very warm and they received me very well. And I said, yes, let me finish from those 2. Although I'm partly Esan because of my wife. But I said, let me finish with them and come home. This is my home. I'm your son. I've received tremendous support from those 2 senatorial districts. I said, let me come home and also receive the same reception, which you have given me. I'm delighted and truly I feel fulfilled that my people have received me very well. All those things where I tell them, I say I do so. By the experience, I'm a chartered administrator, as I told you. I'm an administrator, I'm a bureaucrat, I'm a technocrat. I'm in this paper. I told you a little about security because security not be waiting I will put. The strategy is not what I will put in our books. I know what we are suffering. I have a lot on school, how to revamp our school system. We have small clinics all over, but they are not, you don't have nurse, you don't have doctor. We will ensure that we put the right personnel there and ensure that you can also have access to basic medical care. We have a lot for agriculture. Agricultural revolution is what I want to bring to this state. I want to bring agriculture back to the front burner. These days, you hear of, in Edo State, I think what I hear of is rainy season, so it's time to farm. In the north, it's not like that too. It's farm all year round. Dry season, rainy season. So food that side. And so I want to make food our Edo State. And I also know say this Etsako is a food basket, if well organized and well empowered. So we are going to make sure, say, we put irrigation system in place so that during the dry season, you can also farm. So I want to tell you too that we will mechanize farming. Mechanized farming is the order of the day. And for every farmer, I think land preparation is the most difficult thing, land preparation. So we are going to make sure that you have access to tractor hiring service because we establish service centers where you can hire tractors and you prepare your land, and then I know the rest is simple for you. We will ensure that you have the right quality of seeds and seedlings to plant. I was in agriculture as permanent secretary for over 3 years, so I know what the farmers need to get bumper harvest. So we are going to mechanize agriculture, and your products coming out from the farm will have processing centers so that you can add value. We don't want to sell it from the farm gate, but rather you have off-takers that will go straight to process at the mills, and value is added and you make more money. We also have programs for youth. The youth, some of them have skills, some don't have skills. We will ensure that youth acquire skills, and it's not just the skill, you need to be provided some level of funding. You have to have access to finance so that you can establish your enterprise. And that is what will help you to have that enterprise, and of course, start even recruiting other youths. And the women too. Women, oh yeah? We have programs that will enable you access finance, access credit, to boost your and not every woman has an enterprise, no matter how small, is to upgrade that enterprise to make it big and make it grow. And you will also be able to have one or two hands to support you. We have programs on road construction. I told you that I've constructed several roads. So attention will be given to this local government because I know I don't have any particular road project I can point to in this local government now. So I make it a priority that the request I will get for road rehabilitation and road construction coming from here will be given utmost and immediate priority. Every other detail is here. My request is that give me this ticket. I have done very well in public service, and the reward for hard work is more work. So please, my brothers and sisters, our mothers and fathers, please nominate me, give me more work so that I will do an overdue work.
Some of the leaders for Etsako Central come more to support them, then come talk say,
Dr. Umakhihe is something that we should jubilate about. It's something that is thrilling. If you ask me, he didn't need to talk much. Because from what he has told us, I think he is the man for the job. One, he is prepared. Two, he has the ability. He has the capacity. He has the knowledge. And he has the wisdom. Above all, politically today, others has the population. In game of politics, you are not expected to get 100%. But we can assure you that 51% is in the green market. And with what you told us today, every right-thinking human being, we know that you will focus.
You know, to become a governor, now very one kind thing. Governor, not be mad when you just come out from one place, governor. Now administration. Look at you see all the man for that work. It be like a civil servant. From one step to another step to another step. Because that place they go so. That's the same civil servant you won't go live for that place. So not be plenty talk. Make me just try. Make me reason. Make me diverse waiting tell so that you will make good decision. So I want to thank everybody very well for the majority of this community. May God bless Etsako West.
make una not forget say, as we see him, and so we dey talk am. We know they take blame. From Edo North, Ekata Ojesele, TMC TV News.